Hello everyone, this is Ed from On My Turntable, and this is my entry into the vinyl community music channel, as it is. So lately, since beginning of 2024, I've been going down the rabbit hole of watching a lot of VC channels, and it really gave me the jumpstart to recatalog and revisit my record collection, fill in some holes, locking stuff on Discogs, and going back and listening to stuff that I had that I'd forgotten about, or revisiting some favorites, and also getting into some new genres and music as well. So plenty of channels out there have inspired me to get to this moment. I'll put some of the links down below for some of the ones that I've really taken a liking to. That's just a short sample of many. But I figured I would jump into the fray and see where this takes me. Because frankly, my friends are tired of hearing about all my music stuff, so I think I'll talk to somebody else out there and see what kind of feedback and thoughts I get and see where the journey takes me. So with that, I was trying to think of a way of what records I might want to start to show in the beginning, and so I thought to myself, I recently went to a couple of record stores in Florida when I was visiting down there, visiting friends, so I figured I'd talk about some of the finds that I bought down there while down in the Fort Lauderdale area. The first place was a record store called Vinyl Destinations. If you're down there in Fort Lauderdale, definitely check it out. It's very small. It's somewhat organized, but it's a lot of boxes, a lot of crates, a lot of cartons, and a lot of stepping over things. But the best thing about places like that is when a place is so small, you never know what you're going to find, and it's sort of worth the hunt when you roll up your sleeves and come back with some good stuff. So with that, I'll start off with what I got at Vinyl Destination in Florida. So first up, I got a great pressing of Ike and Tina Turner's Come Together with Ike and Tina Turner and the Ikettes. This is from 1970. This is right after they finished touring with the Stones, I believe, in '69, and they took on more of rock covers. They cover Honky Tonk Woman on here, Come Together, Sly Stone, I Want to Take You Higher. And this is one album before they really broke out with a version of Proud Mary. This is a great, great record. It plays really well. Ike Turner, Say What You Want, just a lot of great songs on here of his, a lot of great Ike originals, great arrangements, and this is a great cover, but even better is the back cover. To me, that is very much an iconic shot of Tina Turner from the early 70s. If one shot can encapsulate a performance right there of someone giving it their all, that is Tina Turner right there. This is a great pressing on Liberty Records, and a really, really cool gatefold as well, as you can see. So I've been playing this a lot, and it really is fantastic. And I'm looking forward to exploring some of the more old Ike and Tina catalog again. But this is one that I didn't have, and it's pretty great. So Ike and Tina Turner, Come Together. Next up, I'm going down the road of some relative blues and guitar stuff. So I picked up a copy of Sonny Terry and Brownie McGhee. This is back in New Orleans. This is actually a reissue by Fantasy in 1970 of two individual releases they did back in 1959 and 1960 respectively. So pretty cool stuff. Very, there's the back cover right there of the split between the two of them there. Very bare bones. It basically is a man, his guitar, his harmonica, and maybe a couple of drums. A gatefold in there will give you some of the narrative of the story. And if there's any doubt about what this record is about, it definitely is all about the blues. So every song is about prison, going to jail, taking a train somewhere, more blues, the devil's gonna get me, and more blues. But it's pretty great stuff. Very mellow listening, plays really cleanly, crisply. So very good stuff from Sonny and Brownie here. So good stuff. I really like this. I'm gonna explore more of that catalog. Next up, I was really happy to get this for a good price as well, and plays really good. He actually played it in the store at Vinyl Destination when I was there, was Tammy Wynette's Greatest Hits. This is really a fantastic pressing. It is on the original gold Epic label, which is really beautiful. And this is all the Tammy Wynette that you actually need. All the great songs are here with her and Billy Sherrill. Just fantastic stuff, great productions, great musicianship, great song quality, just a phenomenal intro to Tammy, and everything you need you can get from her on this record. So really beautiful stuff. So I highly recommend that you check out her catalog, and I was really happy to get this pressing. And the last thing I got was something I'd not seen before. This is The Best of Laurie, Volume 1. So I think this is some sort of club edition record according to Discogs, but basically it's all Laurie artists, Laurie 45s from the 60s. And on here, there's quite a bit of interesting stuff. Everything from the Chiffons to the Mystics, Dion, of course, plenty of Dion. Music Explosion, a little bit of soul, of course, can't go wrong with that. Randy and the Rainbows, Denise is on here. So it plays like a stack of, 45s that you might play, on something like that over there. So with that, I picked this up, decent pressing, good condition, and it got some good hits all in one place. So The Best of Laurie, Volume 1. Have no idea if there was a Volume 2. And so the other place that I went to afterwards was another record store called Radioactive Records over there in Fort Lauderdale as well. And they're a huge store, much more organized. A lot of stuff is broken down by genre, by artist, discounts. So it really is going in there. You've got to commit and spend quite a few hours there, which I did. I was late to meeting friends for lunch because of that. So what I picked up over there at Radioactive Records, first off, was Fetchin' Bones, Bad Pumpkin. So Fetchin' Bones was a band from North Carolina. This is actually produced by Don Dixon. I played these folks quite a bit when I was in my college radio days. I love this band. 4 albums in total, discography very small, all very easy to get, very affordable, and just really great rock and roll. A lot of acoustics, a lot of percussion, a lot of fast songs, a lot of instrumentals. They're genre-wise, they were all over the place. But at the end of the day, they really knew how to bring it in, and especially in a live setting as well. I caught them live right before they broke up as well. This has the original lineup. The next 2 releases after this have a bit of a different lineup. But once again, this is excellent. So Fetchin' Bones, and it's called A Bad Pumpkin. Really good college rock radio stuff from back in the day in the mid-'80s. Very guitar-driven, very percussive, really good. So I highly recommend checking this out. And only $5, so it's cheap, which is great. Next up, I'm always a sucker for sort of promo compilations that come out from labels to promote their new artists or new releases. So I came across this comp I hadn't seen before. This is called Another Day in the Big World, and this is from CBS Columbia Records in 1984. And a silly cover on here of all these crew individuals here, these men getting ready for crew, all with different colleges there, which is all superimposed on. I don't think they all went to those colleges. And the backside of this, it's all just a great compilation of, various, CBS artists in the day. Wham is on here, Eurogliders are on here, Romeo Void, the Red Rockers, Dave Edmunds. So a pretty simple, straight up compilation from the label of some new stuff they were looking to promote. Wham at the time was new. So I picked this up once again only for $5. That is Another Day in the Big World. Next up is I got a nice pressing of one of my favorite bands, the Alvin Brothers. I got a nice promotional copy of The Blasters, Hardline. Just always great rock and roll from these guys. Rockabilly, maybe a little bit of psychobilly, certainly some country and some twang in there. So The Blasters were just a great band, and I highly recommend getting any of their records that they put out in the early 80s. And this one came out in 1985? 85, yes. So this is fantastic, great production, really fun, and just a great, mid-period piece, chronological piece of the Blasters. So you really can't go wrong. The catalog is very affordable, so any Blasters you can get, I highly recommend you picking something up from them. Next up is an artist who I actually got to see here in Connecticut at a local club a number of years back, and he's such a great showman, a great performer, and just knows how to hold an audience. And at the time that I did see him, he is the last living New York doll. So this is David Johansen. This is David Johansen in Style. This is his second solo release that he put out in 1979, produced with Mick Ronson. So this is when David Johansen was trying to change up his image a bit, maybe record some tunes and music in the sounds of the day, as it were. This is very new wavy, has that very tinny late 70s, maybe early 80s production that was fashionable. Lots of keyboards, very high drums, but still some really good songs on here. Melody's a great song. Big City's a great song. You Touch Me Too is really good. And actually Sylvain contributes a bit on this as well. Mick Ronson produced, he's all over this. Dan Hartman is on here as well. He produced this. This is on CBS's Blue Sky imprint. Once again, $5, David Johansen in Style. So not bad, and I like having some David in my collection. Next up is one that I didn't have by another artist that I've seen many times. I've seen him do very mellow piano acoustic shows and more full-on guitar-driven shows. And this is one that surprisingly I hadn't had at all, even in CD form. I'd fallen out of my review of his catalog, but I stumbled upon it once again for $5 at Radioactive Records. And this is Joe Jackson's Big World. So this is, it comes off as a double LP set, but it's really just 3 sides. And this is the LP that he recorded directly to 2-track tape in front of a live audience. So there were no overdubs on this, allegedly. They did it live and recorded as it was. And, you know, the controversy a bit around this was that he asked the audience not to clap or make any noises during the performance. So whether or not that's true, I don't know, but certainly it's a beautiful sounding record. It definitely is a grower. It's 3 sides, 60 minutes of music. So I've taken each side and played it like, you know, once a day for a few days just to get into it and listen to it. And there really is some, you know, great stuff in here. And there's a great booklet in here in multiple languages of the lyrics and the production. So it's a pretty well thought, put out together package. Once again, very cheap, $5 for a really pristine sounding promo copy, actually, of Joe Jackson's Big World. So if you're a Joe Jackson fan, or if you're kind of strayed away from it, I recommend just kind of dipping your toes into it and giving it a listen for 2, because there really is some, you know, quality stuff on here. A big Joe Jackson fan, so definitely worth checking out and giving it a shot. And lastly, the record that I picked up at Radioactive Records is from a musician whose catalog I have gone back and discovered very recently. Somebody who has played with everybody. He's a musician, and just tremendous. And I only knew him as a producer and oversaw the output of the Buena Vista Social Club, and that is Ry Cooder. So this is a Ry Cooder LP coming from 1987, Get Rhythm. So at this point, you know, Ry Cooder is with his buddies. He's playing on here with John Hyatt and Jim Keltner, and they're doing some covers on here. They're covering Johnny Cash's Get Rhythm, which is the title track. They're doing covers on here of Otis Blackwell and Elvis Presley, and they've got some originals mixed here and well. They do a little bit of Chuck Berry on here. So Ry Cooder's catalog is really affordable, and if you're not familiar with it, I highly recommend you checking out anything of his output from his debut in '69 through the mid-'70s to the early '80s. Just great stuff. So Ry Cooder's Get Rhythm was the last record that I purchased at Radioactive Records in Florida. So that's it. That's all I have. Hopefully that went well. We'll find out. I see that some of the videos that are on here from the VC are very well produced, well scripted, with graphics and videos and montages and edits and all those things. And I'm a bit more lo-fi, a bit more low key. So I do really enjoy all the videos I'm seeing, and everybody's just getting up there and talking about the music they love and what it means to them, and you know what joy it brings playing these records. So once again, I'll have some links below of some channels that I've been really enjoying and watching, which is just a snapshot of a lot of them. So, but hopefully we'll see, you know, where this journey takes me. I'll look to do another video soon, and certainly welcome any feedbacks or thoughts you may have. It's my first time out, so I appreciate your comments, but you know, let's just be kind to one another, and we're all here to have a good time. So once again, my name is Ed from On My Turntable, and hopefully we'll see you again. That's my plan anyway. Until next time, take care.